Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest and most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and on occasion, make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, I, a 38-year-old male, found a video and pictures of my wife, a 39-year-old female, cheating with another man. And guys, this story is, like it says here, about a guy who a certain situation arose between him and the missus. And ultimately, he found her phone, he got a hold of her phone, and found lots of evidence of her engaging in different activities with some other dude. And as I go through this, when you hear how events progressed, what led him to getting to the phone, it's just going to have you shaking your head, and it's unbelievable. So it starts off, a little backstory. We've been together since we were in our 20s and have 2 children, 11 and 13. We've had rough spots in the past due to me being gone from home for long stretches of time. I was in the military, and when I got out, my jobs required long hours. I take care of all the financial duties, and all I ask is for her to take care of the home, which she doesn't do, but that is another story. This guy, she doesn't work. He brings home the bacon, brings home all the money, and she can't keep the house clean. And problems because he's away military. A lot of stereotypes about guys that are in the military and go away and what happens to their wives when they leave. That's a topic for another day. Fast forward to a couple months ago. I went to a bar with a couple of friends and struck up a conversation about politics and sports with a girl at the bar. I bought her a couple of drinks for the conversation, and that was the end of that. I told my wife what happened about the girl. That was dumb. She immediately said I was cheating on her, and she couldn't believe I would do that. After our argument, we came to an agreement that we would give each other our phones so we could go through each of our messages to prove I wasn't doing anything sneaky. So right before we hand each other our phones, she said she had to check on something and took her phone to the bathroom. Check on something? She suddenly has to check on something and go to the bathroom. That's translation. I'm going to go delete all these things on my phone. That's what's going on here. She came out and we swapped phones. As she was going through my phone, I was looking at YouTube on hers. I didn't think I had anything to worry about. Then a message came through and it was a guy. So I didn't read it, but it did make me want to look at pictures and videos for some reason. There in the trash file were pictures of them together in bed and a video of her and him having you-know-what. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. She was angry not to find anything on my phone, so when she realized that the sound coming from her phone, she snatched it away and deleted the media permanently. She's mad that she couldn't find anything on his phone because she wanted to justify her actions cheating on her husband, the guy that works hard and takes care of the family, and she does nothing, so she could feel better about herself. What a great girl. I left the house. When I had a cool head, I came back and confronted her about it, and she said that although they were both naked and playing with parts, she didn't have you-know-what with him. Yeah, sure. And oh, by the way, it's okay then. We weren't having you-know-what, but even though we were naked, that's no big deal either. What does he expect them to believe? That they were like posing for an artist or something? You know, how is them sitting there on their bed, butt naked, okay? As long as they weren't having you-know-what, it's perfectly okay. Unbelievable. Even though I saw on the video, then I asked about the pictures. She denied that it was her. Oh, she has pictures of other women on their phone. That's what's going on there. Then she blamed it all on me and said I was never there for her, so she went to someone who she could talk to. I lost all trust for her and don't know what to do. I don't want to break up my children's home, but I can't even think about being with her sexually or mentally right now. She wants me to just forget what I saw and work it out. I know this is probably not the best venue, but I don't know what to do. Thanks. So I'm going to have my opinion on this, and then I'm going to read more comments, others from around the world, what they think. Let's see where to begin. So it usually turns out that people that are cheaters have the mindset that everybody else is a cheater. So when he told her that he was out with buddies and they're hanging out with some girl at the bar, and he bought her a couple drinks, which was dumb to tell her, I might add, but he did it anyway. Immediately she assumes they're cheating. That's how cheaters operate. And, by the way, I guarantee you she did that as a way to get things rolling so she could eventually justify her cheating. It's not an accident. That's why she wanted to do the, let's switch phones type of things, because that way, because she was convinced this guy was a cheater, she'd find evidence on her phone, on his phone, and say, okay, and she'd be completely vindicated for her actions cheating. Okay? Guys, this guy should have nothing to do with her. Over. Toast. This guy she's at home, and he works all the time, sometimes long stretches, and she's blaming him for her cheating. You want to talk about twisting things around. It's not my fault I cheated. It's your fault. You're never here. Well, somebody has to go have a job and pay the bills, and this is the thanks he gets. Unbelievable. And he's talking about he wants to stay in it for the kids. Look, they're 11 and 13. Believe me, they're going to know problems are going on with mom and dad. It is far better to end the marriage and move on, and those kids can at least see this dude in a normal relationship, one and happy, rather than staying together and being miserable. A lot of people, the biggest excuse for staying in the marriage because of kids is because they don't want to, break up and mess things up for the kids, which that's admirable for people who don't want to hurt their kids. But if they're around each other and they're fighting and there's turmoil and drama and they don't love each other, those kids, not only are they going to notice this, the kids, one way or another, are going to think, hey, this is just how things are. And ultimately, later in life, they're going to get relationships and boyfriends or girlfriends that they're going to have similar dynamics and marry a guy or a gal and have the same situation. Okay, it happens. I'm sure many of you guys know families like that. You see the parents are screwed up and the kids have very similar type of dynamics with their relationships and marriages. So that's a bad idea. So I'm going to read a few comments here to show I'm not alone in this situation here. One guy says, honestly, wow. Her behavior is so inappropriate. Going to the bathroom with her phone to delete evidence because she's accusing you of cheating. She has no respect for you. Sorry, but this marriage is not good. Get out, find someone who honors and respects you. Right. Why should this guy be in this miserable marriage who this woman has no respect for him, who told him he literally should just get over it? You know, life's too short. Get rid of her because she's going to do it again. As the saying goes, once a cheater is always a cheater. It's the truth. Another guy says, too late for that. Children aren't stupid. They will find out sooner or later. If your only reason is to not get a divorce is for the children, get a divorce. Keeping the corpse of a dead marriage almost always does more harm than it does good for the kids. Exactly. It's like tearing off the Band-Aid. Rip the Band-Aid off fast. It hurts. But okay, then you get over it. Better to just do the divorce. It hurts for a while than this long, stretched out, pulling the Band-Aid thing off you with staying in the marriage for the kids, and you're both miserable. Life is short. Another guy says, and you aren't the one breaking it up. She already did that. She made the decision to break the vows, and now she should face the consequences. The children will be fine and better off knowing that their father stood up for himself rather than let a cheater walk all over him. Exactly. And he may go through hell in the divorce process because obviously he's the only one working, and she'll get a big alimony, and it all depends on what state they live in, but ultimately he can start over. Even if he has to pay a big alimony and child support and all that, men can find ways to survive and get by. We'll be super cheap, save every penny we can, and start over. Better than being with that wicked witch. Another guy says, final comment, people tend to accuse others of the crimes they are committing. I think it makes them feel like it isn't so bad. See, you did it too. It isn't my fault. Right, that's exactly what she was doing. When she accused you, it was a red flag. Now that she's gaslighting you, your marriage is over. Your relationship lacks the respect and trust it requires to move forward. Therefore, it is better to divorce and move forward on your own. Sometimes divorce is the happily ever after. Yeah, I know a lot of guys that have been divorced, and although it was hell initially, once they got past all that, they were a hell of a lot happier once it was done. And by God, they most certainly were not going to go back and make the same mistake twice. A lot of people do, unfortunately, but there are some that learned the lesson the first time. But anyhow, quick video, but just to show you guys, crazy stuff is out there. And people's phones, all the secrets of the world are on people's phones, let me tell you. So, all right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you ever come across a great story, article, personal story, let me know. Send it over to me, and if it definitely works, I'll do a video on it later on down the road. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.